Welcome to Biscuit Tin RPG, everyone. Apologies for the slight delay. We were just going over a brand new mechanic we have in the background that you don't get to hear about because I am a jerk. That being said, a few things that I want to go ahead do some cleaning of house here real quick. First things first. First Gate Book 2, which I did release the name of. If you follow me on Threads, you should know what it is. If you don't follow me on Threads, that is your problem and mine. So follow me there. I don't do the Twitter anymore, so whatever. That has been released. The official title has been released. We also have entered editing finally. So that's going in the right direction. I'm pretty stoked about that. I've got edits that I have to do after this show. But other than that, yeah, be on the lookout. Follow all of the socials. I'll be doing some major updates soon with some of the sneak peeks of what's to come. And if you happen to be either in the Storytellers Forge Discord or my Discord, go check out the special interests in the Storytellers Forge. You can find the Biscuit Tin RPG channel. If you're interested in playtesting any of the content that we'll be releasing in this new book, head on over and react to the status in my personal server, and I'll get you set up so you can go look at all the new stuff that we have planned. It is a doozy. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and skip right into the beginning of our session with a short recap of what happened last session. Red to Black, Session 5. We titled it Chasing Emotional Damage. The crew finds themselves both running from the Nixian guards and chasing down the culprits who ashed their shepherd pal, Bone Daddy Johann. After a very fast romp through the city and some critical moves by the party, and some slight missteps by the fleeing duo, they managed to grab them both and hold them while the Nixian guard arrived and apprehended them. All taking them before the sovereign herself, Ashlyn. After some interrogation, the crew was released and offered coin for their assistance in both catching the two new arrivals, but also some additional coin should they be able to interrogate the two of them and possibly gain some more information. Janos was an easy interrogation, as he was happy to ask things in return to gain whatever he could as well. Kelzer, on the other hand, was difficult, to say the least. After the talks, the party and the interlopers were led to the edge of Nox Valar and find themselves at the Enduring Threshold once again. So, that's where we're going to pick up. Everyone has been led to the Enduring Threshold. Now, as you're approaching the edge, one of the Nixian guards looks at both Janos and Kelzer and says, "You are free to go. Please don't cause any more issues, and there will be no more cause for concern." And he releases the shackles on both of them. Kelzer smiles at Riva, Augustine, and Icarus, and jumps directly into shadow, disappearing from view. Janos, however, turns around and says, "I appreciate the information and the fact that you didn't outright kill me. I assume that my troops and my liege are going to need some order. It seems like total chaos out here, so I will be on my way." As that's happening, Janos just simply walks away. Riva, you have a pulse in your pocket or wherever you're keeping that sending stone that was given to you by the Pale Horseman.
I'll walk off into some alley out of sight and pull it out.
Okay. As soon as you pull it out, you hear a voice enter your mind, and it simply says, "We are well aware of what you've done for the sovereign and the godless monarchy. We would entreat you all to gather some information on the two factions that we find ourselves confronting before what seems like an inevitable siege takes place. You will be offered coin um, as well as favors in exchange for any information you can bring back to us. You are free to let them know that you are on a fact-finding mission, and you can simply tell them that it is for the godless monarchy."
All right, then. Consider it done.
And the stone goes silent, the glow fading from view.
All right, I'll walk back out towards where everyone else is standing.
Okay. So while that was happening, everyone else just kind of saw Riva like fidget with something in her pocket and then just wander off. So what were you doing in like the 20 seconds or so that that took place? I'll start with Issa.
It was 20 seconds. I didn't do shit.
I don't know. I just didn't. I'm just making sure no one was trying anything else or trying to follow somebody. Seeing where we're going here. Is anybody doing anything other than just waiting for Riva?
I'm just gonna mutter to myself about Kelsier's disappearance of dramatic bitch.
All right. Rosina, what are you doing?
Rosina's looking through her possessions that she did not discard upon entering the city and sort of pulling out her gold and saying, maybe I don't need this anymore.
Okay. So you are aware of where all of the gold typically gets dumped. It's by the blue soul, the blue dragon soul. So if you feel like dropping that off there, feel free to. Um, so we'll get to you in a moment if that's what you're going to do now. I'll go one by one to see what everyone's doing. Riva, you make it back to the party, so I'll let you decide what you're going to do with the information that was given to you.
Well, what's the plan? Do you all just want to hang around until they come inevitably back with a bigger force, or are you all interested in actually like looking into these two people? Because I'm not too keen on just letting them do whatever they want.
I mean, one's going to be easier to find than the other at this point, so. Sure.
I kind of promised Kelsier that I would beat her up using soul magic and other things, so kind of have to follow through on that promise.
Beyond
I
our
intend
stage?
to
Okay.
Go ahead, Augustine.
I intend to visit a tailor and get ready for the gala that I hope you will still be attending with me, Reva. I honestly
Yeah.
don't want to waste more time on all of that than I need to.
Yes. Yeah. The gala. That's right. Um. Yeah, I can still do that. Uh, I think maybe gala tonight, maybe tomorrow. We try looking into them a little. I'm not comfortable with them just existing out there without someone watching over them.
If that is what you want to do, then you have my help.
Well, I suppose see you all tomorrow then.
Rosina, do you want to go check up on Inbars? See what's going on over there?
Yeah, if we have some time, I would definitely go with you to do that. We also need to go to a tailor shop, right? Find some clothing for this
Yes.
gala Ashlyn invited us to.
Yes. So just to remind everybody, you were all two of you actually have a different type of gala to attend. However, all of you were invited as the sovereign's honored guests to the Shepherd's Feast, which is a festival of sorts honoring the Ashen Shepherds and the job they do leading souls to where they need to go. And that will be taking place in a few days. And by few days, I mean nebulous, because I will make it up as I feel.
We're all dead. Time has no meaning anyway. Except for the keepers of the sand. They decide what it is.
It's true. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and start since Riva and Augustine, you have a gala this evening. You are free to wander the city. Where are you going to go to try to find a tailor?
Augustine wants to try and stop anyone who passes who seems
Dapper?
well dressed. Yeah, well dressed in her opinion. Yeah.
All right. I have an inside joke here that I want to throw out, but I'm not going to. It's a bit flashy. That being said, you're kind of at the enduring threshold. Most of the people coming through here are new arrivals. There are quite a few, seeing as how the sky is falling, so to speak. As I assume that you'll make your way back into like kind of the market area or the square. You'll find a lot more people there that are actually a lot more in tune with the city and have acclimated to it, so to speak. Plus, you know a lot of people that end up where you and Riva live, and Icarus. You all know that most of them are highfalutin, high fashion, sort of fashionista-esque types of individuals. So that's a good place to start. So after looking around and being obviously disheartened by the lack of eye that some of the people around here have or seem to care about, you end up making your way back to Valau. You walk up, and the guard at the front, who's never been there before, just looks at you and goes, "Oh, you look drab. I assume you're going to the
Yes,
gala,
on
but
the-
not dressed like that, right?"
No, not like this at all. But I'm still getting my bearings. I need to find a good tailor. Wouldn't happen to no one, would you?
I would. I actually know the best tailor. The problem is he is not here. But you do a little something for me. And as this guard flourishes the hand in front of their face, the face and everything about them changes. And he goes, "If you do something for me, dear sister."
God damn it.
Fuck, hold on. I need to roll a dice real quick. There are two ways this could go.
Where?
Augustine smacks him dead across the face.
Oh, ow, ow, ow. Sis, I thought we were past this.
How long have you been here? How long?
I just
Why are
got
you
here.
here?
I had to make a lot of deals to get here, sis. I just wanted to say hi. I'm so sorry it wasn't at your timeline, all right? Shit's wild up there.
I've sort of been told, but not a lot of details. You wouldn't be inclined to give me those details, would you? I know you love a good gossip session.
Look, I do have the tea to spill, but I don't know if it's the tea you want to hear. I don't know. What's a good euphemism for dirtying your party clothes? I don't know. The point
Ruffle
is,
some feathers.
her feathers specifically. Reba! Oh, you're dead too. That's not unexpected.
Yes.
Wait, if you're both here, you met each other
Don't mind
again?
her. She's in a. Yes, Issa's here too. Don't mind her mood. She's currently fighting with her wife.
Heard stories
Yeah.
about you. Have you named her yet?
Augustine, I might go return to my room. I'm not really sure if I can do it tonight.
No. It's your chance to show off and have some
I
fun.
can't
Tell
explain
you
too
what.
much. I don't feel like showing off right now.
Oh, come on, Reva. It's a joke. Can't you take a joke? Besides, if dear sis does a small favor for me, I will get you an outfit as well.
Whatever.
Fantastic. So, sis, tell you what. You do this little favor for me. I will get you and your dearest friend here, who outlived you by 20 years, and all of that will get you your fancy outfit, whatever. Actually, I'll pick because I have better taste than you anyway. We'll get you your outfits, and we'll discuss the tea later. Because as much as I think you don't want to hear it, I kind of want to see what your face looks like.
How long are you here for?
Given the time frame and the fact of what happens to alive people here if they die, I try to limit my time here as much as possible. I may not necessarily be, alive mortal sense, but I am alive not dead sense. And this realm has a pesky habit of absorbing things that aren't souls. So I'd rather not. Anyway,
Please don't get absorbed. What is this favor?
the favor I need from you, dear sister, is I need you to sweet talk your way into Valau's chamber and acquire something for me.
I'm sorry. You want me to get into... Are you asking me to honeypot her?
Honey pot, sugar bowl, whatever you want to call it, yes. You can do it however you like. You don't have to trick her. Hell, you could just ask her. Maybe you're convincing enough. You never know. She seems to have a sweet spot for, well, let's put it this way. Anyone that's a true artist is damaged somehow, so...
Okay, no, you're right. I'm very damaged. I can... No, not try. I will do it.
Fantastic. I am gonna give you what's your things tomorrow? Yes, your gala. Oh, wait, it's tonight. I will give you a few hours. I'm gonna go start working on the whole outfit thing. Riva, I know that you're not very up to date on fashion, but I don't want to take away from the fabulous physique that you have. So give me some colors that you want me to work with.
I suppose a nice green blue, like a cerulean, maybe.
Ooh, I think I can work with that. Harris will easily be able to do that, and thankfully he's outside the Shadelands, so he's not part of that war. So, yes, I will go start taking care of this. Augustine, out of the goodness of my heart, I will go ahead and ask you, do you have a preference, or would you like something that's a reminder?
Can I insight check what he might mean by reminder?
You absolutely can.
Where'd my dice go? No, not those ones. Oh yeah, the D20 is in there. Okay. Really should keep it out. That's a natural 20. I haven't even looked at her modifier yet, but that's a
Fine.
natural 20. Insight would be... That's a total of 36.
Fantastic. You as you insight and you think about it, you're like, no, that was stupid obvious. He's hinting at bringing you something as a reminder of love. Someone that you loved.
Reminder.
Yes. It'll be in good taste. Don't worry. You'll love it, actually. I've had this idea in my head for a while. Should I ever find a way to bring you back, which obviously hasn't happened because meddling in the affairs of mortals and my warlocks are none too keen to bring back their what would you call it? Oh yes, competition.
That's cute, Zeth, I think. They could be competition with me.
Well,
You know what? I trust you.
very well. I will bring you something truly eye-catching. And with that, Elliot Chevalier snaps his
Elliot,
fingers and disappears in a puff of smoke.
you fucking dramatic bastard, you didn't tell me what the item was.
When the smoke clears, there is a note that starts floating down.
Snatches it out of the air.
It says at the top, we both know I've always been a dramatic bitch. And then underneath it just simply says, I need a lock of her hair.
I know he's your brother now, but that's kind of creepy.
It's not. I can guarantee it's not for any reason you might initially think. The man is as gay as I am. However, there are lots of awful things you can do with someone's hair. And considering her power could potentially be used as, I don't know, a spell focus or ingredient or something. But how am I going to do this?
Do you want help with it?
So
Yes, I'm just not sure how we can.
we'll leave you two to ponder. And I will move over to Lisa. What are you doing?
I'm gonna backtrack to that bar that we were at and see if Griffin knows any cool places to check out for clothing nonsense.
Okay, sure. Absolutely. You wander. It takes about 15 minutes or so to get back there. It's not very far from the actual entrance itself. Pretty close to the town square. You wander back in, and Griffin is standing in there, polishing the exact same glass he's always polishing, as if it matters. And he goes, "Oh, hey,
What's up?
you didn't bring your friends this time? Come on, where's the hot goss with nobody here?"
I mean, give us time. We'll probably be back here to give you wildly more gossip than is probably necessary. It seems to be in our nature.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. All right, well, in that case, how can I help you?
We've been invited to something by the head of Ashlyn, I think her name is. Some festival.
You've been
And
invited to the Shepherd's Feast?
that's the one, yes. Apparently, and just gonna gesture at all of this needs to be better.
Well, I mean,
So
you can technically go however you want, but I guess if you want to kind of show off a little bit, couldn't hurt. Um,
I don't know if you noticed, but at least one member of my party is going to be as bougie as humanly possible for the end of this. I don't need to match that. There's no way I'm going to manage matching that, but I need to at least be arguably presentable in the face of that.
okay. Are you looking for something that is, I don't know, in the vein of conservative, risque, eye-catching? You want to be a piece of eye candy, or do you want to be the one that just shows up in the formal attire that befits the regal gala? He says that with like all of the drawl of someone who literally thinks it's beneath him.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm shooting for understated but capital N nice, if that makes sense.
Ah, classy. I know a guy.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see. He turns around, he puts the glass down on the cabinet behind him, and he pulls out what seems to be a Rolodex of sorts. And he starts flipping through it. And he pulls out a card and he goes, "Ah, no, nobody wants that." Flips through again. How much are you willing to give for this?
Given the nature of how this usually goes, more than I would like, but not as much as, like, capital F fancy.
Fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and leave Valau out. And okay, here we go. Here he hands you a card, and on it just simply says the tailor. He's
To
a
the point.
gent
I
that
like it.
finds himself roaming around. He's a little bit of a serious sort, a very strange fellow. You wouldn't guess by looking at him. Actually, him, her, it's hard to tell. I'm not familiar with them. They're kind of recently just started popping up. But it's a lady by the name of Hardtack. She arrived probably 30 some odd years ago. She's been waiting in line to be resurrected for that amount of time, and she's going to be here forever. It seems like she just wants to go back. Real fight in
Mm.
that one. But she does have a knack for creating things out of nature. So
All right.
she'll probably be able to make you something that you're looking for, something classy with a capital C without the nouveau riche smell attached to it.
Perfect. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I was rich in death any more than I was in life, so perfect.
Fantastic. And he kind of points over to the tip jar.
Yeah, fine. I'll toss a coin in there.
Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you. So he tells you that this hardtack usually hangs out in the market square at a very understated tent, so to speak, made out of thistles and branches. It pops up usually every now and then. He knows that she is there today, so you should be able to find her if you're looking. Now, while you're headed that direction, let's go ahead and head over to Icarus and Rosina. So, you both had something in mind for what you wanted to do. So, Chris, you're first in line here. So, you two have a conversation and let me know what you'd like to do.
Well, I've been wanting to check up on Invar's ever since I found out he somehow turned him into a god. And since I seem to be kind of on the same path, might as well talk to someone else who's, you know, done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were all going to head for the road to eternity. So you're going to head down the path to where all of the religious centers are, as it were.
Could we swing by that big pile of stuff so Rosina can throw her things in?
Absolutely.
Sure.
She's
So-
gonna throw all 22,000 gold pieces into the pile, as well as a pocket watch. It's just saying, I guess time is irrelevant now, in addition to my wealth.
Icarus side eyes her as like, where were you keeping all of that?
You know, pockets? You don't have pockets?
No. Being this furry and this buff isn't really conducive to clothing with pockets. Things tear too much.
All right. So you actually walk by the massive pile of gold and items and everything along those lines, and you walk up to give your donation. The blue dragon soul itself appears to be sleeping. It doesn't stir. You throw your gold on, it barely moves. Like you see one of its eyes kind of twitch, and one of its nostrils flare. And one of the people that's standing guard in front of it, one of the Nixian guards, they look at you and go, "Good for you."
Thanks. I guess I have accepted my fate here.
Just curious, what's the current record for people trying to hold onto their wealth?
You'd have to talk to the one that runs the estates. Wealth and or magic items is what he deals in order to have a place to live. Last count, roughly 3,000 years. Some people never can give up on what they had in life.
Sounds like a sad afterlife. Ooh, yes, let me count my coins one more time.
I'm
Eh,
not here to judge, I'm here to protect.
that's probably for the best. I would not. I would probably get punched on my first day.
The guard just looks at you
Anyway,
blankly, like, I don't know how to respond to that. So, you all, you make your donation and you walk down the road of eternity. It is beautiful. There are flowers and everything that kind of guide down the center. And it leads up to there's this large uh, wisteria tree, like it's enormous, that kind of is in the middle and just takes up a large piece of the sky. You're going up and you see that it is so large that it's almost as if it's reaching up towards the vortex in the sky itself. But all around this semicircle at the end are faiths, different faith houses of various religions, some that you are very familiar with and others that you've never heard of. The one that Rosina you're familiar with is Invar's, or rather, how they call him, the Shepherd. Um, it has a very stark, like very modern-looking style building, very sharp, jagged edges, very square, and got a couple readouts that are in that same style. Nothing really rounded. It's very specific on one side, and on the other side it looks kind of broken. Um, not in the sense that it's been destroyed, but more like it was built to look as if it was in a state of destruction. And at the top in the middle is what appears to be a green circle. And standing out front is a very large half orc who is looking at you all and goes, "Welcome to the House of the Shepherd. How may we help you?"
Thank you. I am an apprentice here, and also it turns out we knew the shepherd in his life and would like to come into his house.
Ah, a bold claim to know the shepherd. I too know the shepherd, though not as so intimate as yourselves seem to claim. If your claims are indeed true, then I will not try to stop you.
well,
You are an
consider,
apprentice, so feel free. Yes. What?
uh, well, considering I once tackled the man in bars when he tried to destroy the Well of Souls, yeah, I would say I know him.
Not for me to say. I am but one of the faithful. And he motions to the door. Um, you walk in, and inside you see that the outside and the inside very much match. Over here is very like new and decorated, and there's a split in the floor where you look over to the other side and you see that and it's a gradual like declination of what appears to be a fantastically built building. um, it shows the slow decay into destruction, and then as you look further along the building, it starts to rebuild itself. Standing in the middle is a human who is dressed in a cloak, a green garbed cloak, and holding a staff. And he simply walks over to you and goes, "Ah, apprentice, I see that you are bringing more to the flock."
Yes, you could say that. In fact, I have realized that the shepherd is someone that we used to adventure with in our life.
Hmm. It is not unheard of that gods had mortal forms before they transcended. Um, how can I help you?
I think we were curious to know more about the shepherd's story because, as fellow adventurers, obviously we did not ascend to godhood. So we'd like to know what Invaris has been up to all these years.
I can show you the
And
scriptures.
um, and it seems I may have, perhaps not accidentally, but I have. I'm starting to follow the same, perhaps not the same path, but I seem to have been awakening aspects of my own divinity somehow, and I'd like to understand more.
The scriptures do talk of achieving divinity through outside means. Follow me. I will take you to the vault. Uh, the human walks off and you follow him down a hallway. We'll get back to you all here in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and hop back to Issa. You find yourself in the market square. And when you get there, you obviously see a familiar face, a kobold flipping pancakes or what you hope is pancakes, and then a few other stalls here and there. Um, and then you see a very unique kind of a tent setup. It appears to be a teepee style setup in the form of like a cone, but it's made entirely out of tree branches and bark and leaves. And standing out in front of it is a very short, uh, but very serious looking creature. Um, they weren't very common in the Shadelands, but they weren't necessarily unheard of either. You'd heard tale of them, especially in some of your travels, and some of the people that you began working with. They talked of these interesting creatures called Cornicoanan. They apparently are very in touch with nature. They have rabbit ears and two uh, antlers of varying size. You don't know much about them other than that, but they are a unique species that exists in the world. And at the side of this Cornicoanan, or hardtack, you assume, um, wearing a old Western vest with a pair of like jeans, just kind of like going right to the feet, but no shoes. It's got kind of a backwards slant to the legs and paws. Um, and at her hip is a 6-shooter.
Would I know what a 6-shooter is?
Nope. But that's for everyone that does.
Fair enough.
To you, it's a very strange cylindrical device surrounded by a long piece of metal, and it has a weird handle on it. It seems like some sort of crazy looking wand.
All right. I will go up.
Fantastic. You walk up, and this hardtack looks at you and goes, "How can I help?"
I've been told you are potentially the person to go to for something fancy without being extravagant.
Ah, classy. Yeah,
Sure.
I got you.
No one's ever
Ah,
accused me of being classy in my life, but sure.
hey, we can change anything. That is the nature of chaos itself. Everything changes all the time, every time. That being said,
Can I
Hell of
incite
choices.
that statement and see if it feels familiar?
You absolutely can.
Where the hell is my insight? That's a dirty 20.
Good enough. That is a phrase you heard almost constantly when you were younger, perusing the Black Span. Um, and you know what I mean by perusing. You were
Mm-hmm.
learning your ways and whatnot. There was a very particular kobold that you know is here now, who has that same
Mm-hmm.
line of logic.
There's also a patron in my head that has that same. All right.
You hear in your head, "That's not my logic. I have nothing to do with that. That is a
You're a lying
whole
liar.
different bet." Oh no, 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 no. Just because I dole out power does not mean I'm the one that he worships. All right? Don't give me that. That's not my fault. Chaos is not my game. Cooking, that's my game. Speaking of which, you should get cooking. You're gonna run out of time here.
Sh- Quick shot in the dark. You wouldn't by any chance know of red kobold, would you?
Like because they in the middle of that, Hardtack was about to ask you a question, but you just see like Hardtack look down, look back up with you with a glint in her eye, and she goes, "I know lots of red kobolds. Which one in particular are you talking about?"
The Chaos Goblin.
"I know lots of kobolds. Which one are you talking about?"
Valid point. The one that cooks with aggressively interesting ingredients.
You mean that one?
That's the one.
Yeah, we're of the same tribe, you see.
Issa's gonna regret some of her life choices that led her to this spot and this moment and everything that is about to happen, but it's too late. We're committed to this now. Um, Apologies, just had to ask that. You were saying.
Yes. In order to make you something classy, I need to know fit, size, and color choices.
Okay.
Fit and size, I will
Um,
measure myself. That's fine. I've already measured you up right now. You are stronger than I am. Now for your actual measurements. Pulls out a tape measure.
the regret proceeds a little. Colors, let's go greens, browns, maybe a little bit of copper if we can find a spot to put it.
Okay. I think I can manage that. Hmm. Fantastic. I've got the great idea here for you. Now, are you looking for something formal, or are you looking for something that matches your current aesthetic?
What's the difference?
Well, one is for you, and the other one's for you.
Me. Got it. Can I get one of each and decide as I go?
Absolutely. Fantastic. I
Actually,
can
no.
do that for you.
Sorry, can you find something that'll split it down the middle? It feels oddly appropriate.
Ooh, interesting choice. Absolutely. This is right up my alley. And
To
literally,
clarify, combination of
as
to
as you're
clarify, a combination of choices,
yes.
not literally split down the middle with this outfit.
Oh no, no, it's fine. It's
Okay.
as you're doing this, like Hardtack is running like rapid speed and running around and actually measuring all of you. And there's like that moment of like right in the middle, and you're like, huh. You're like, all right,
Alright,
fantastic. Here we
yep,
go. It's going to take me approximately 10 minutes if you want to wait.
sure.
Fantastic. Hardtack looks over at what appears to be an empty rack, snaps her fingers, and the rack seems to be growing wood and other things and starts to make leaves, and the leaves begin to intertwine. And as this begins happening, Hardtack goes, "Ah, that's not going to do." Pulls out this strange wand and boom, 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 shoots 4 buttonholes along the center as it breaks it apart and creates kind of a vest shape.
In the bibbity bobbity bullshit is happening right now.
Spins the wand and puts it back in her holster, and she goes, "That is how we form a nice shirt." So you're going to see all this happening in all of its majesty and glory. There's just this very strange tailor who's using apparently druidic magic to create what is a very interesting, classy garment that it speaks feminism, but with a conservative edge that gives a masculine energy. And you'll be doing that. So let's head back over to Riva and Augustine. You are standing at the gates of Valau. What do you plan on doing?
You got anything? Because I don't.
Nothing that doesn't make me feel slightly gross.
I'm stealing a lock of hair. I mean, no matter what, it's gonna be a bit off-putting. So wait, he said to go into her room specifically. Does she have a lock of hair in there, or was he just asking us to go somewhere private to cut it off?
This is going to sound a little insane, but I could just ask her for it.
He does seem to
I
really
could.
like you. I mean, I could give you some support by dancing behind you.
And Augustine does actually laugh at that. I really
That's all
did
I
miss
got.
you, you know.
I really missed you too. I missed everyone a lot, I think. I didn't realize it quite until now.
20 years was a long time, but whatever happened after I left, I truly thought I was making the right choice.
I mean, I think we all thought we were on the right path, and then it all just got muddled up along the way. I thought I was doing the right thing by just leaving. The first time I chose to stop fighting, and it feels now like I should have been the one time I kept fighting.
Well, if what we've heard is true, might both have a chance to go back and do things a bit differently.
Maybe. Yeah.
And if it's overstepping, it's fine, but I wanted to offer I could talk to your sword a bit. I know the big duel is coming up and all of that, but
I mean,
the whole time we knew each other, we let assholes like whatever the fuck she's calling herself now dictate everything we did. Big things in our lives, all dependent on them. So I thought I could talk to your sword and maybe we can secure her loyalty and her love before the duel, which will make the duels that much more intense, I think.
I mean, you're free to. I'm a little scared that she maybe has already made up her mind, and it might just be best to let it work its own way out.
Augustine's gonna like reach up and like smooth out the top of like Reva's shoulders on her top or whatever, and then just smack her directly across the face. What the fuck is this attitude? What? No. What the fuck? This is
What do
not
you
even.
mean, what the fuck? You were in
You're
the same
giving
room as
up.
me.
You're giving up. You are assuming that the battle is lost already.
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? She's already
No.
willing. She's like, oh, you have a point, you know? Maybe I should just leave with her.
She's goading you. You fucking moron. She's goading you.
Okay.
She wants to see you fight for her. If this
I have
decision
fought
had
for her
already
for the
been
last
made,
20 years. How much
not
fighting
in
is
the way
enough
she
fighting
wants.
for her?
How are you a woman and you don't understand that this is just a womanly brain working? She wants something very specific from you. And if she had already decided, guess whose hand she would be in? Not yours. She wouldn't be in that sheath. You know that. Come on, snap out of it. You know that. So you know what? I'm going to get this lock of hair, and then I'm going to have a talk with your sword, and then we are going to go find something that you and your sword can beat the shit out of for a date night. Because if
Fine.
I don't get my gay happy ending, you fucking do, even if it's with a sword.
Maybe I already gotten my happy ending, Augustine. And it's no longer in my hands. What if I fight the duel and she leaves me anyways? What if it's not enough? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I'm not
Riva, you're
good enough for her anymore?
the strongest person I know.
I
By
don't
far.
think I am.
I don't lie to save people's feelings. You know that. I'm a bitch. I'm telling you, you are the strongest person I know.
Augustine, while this conversation is happening, it takes you a second to realize because you're very focused in on Riva. And Riva, you are so intent on this conversation itself that you don't notice. But it takes more than a second, which is strange even for you, Augustine, to realize that Sword is not at Riva's side, but the humanoid version of her is standing directly behind Riva, just with like this like look of like just mischievous like giggling, like it's anything she can do not to start giggling about everything that's happening.
Augustine, like, she does not look at her for more than like the briefest of moments before refocusing on Riva because she doesn't want to give it away. And she just continues on to say, Riva, you fought for this sword? You have fought beside her for years? That is your fucking wife. You may be a bit of a bumbling fool at times. I say that with love. But not only are you strong, but you value and respect her. Enough that I'm sure she understands the reason you haven't picked a name yet, despite her pushing you, is you don't want to do the wrong one. Because it's important. She's just trying to push you into action. So show her the action, and I'm sure in her own way she'll show you an action of another kind. I don't know how that works, and I'm really too scared to ask, so please don't tell me.
She has a body. Right?
Yes, she does. And Augustine like glances past Riva really quick and then back at Riva.
Alright, Augustine, let's get this lock of hair for your brother for whatever reason. Uh, Thank you. I'm sorry. And it's just been a long day, I think.
It has been. But we're going to have fun at the gala together. And I'm going to make sure we look great by getting this lock of hair. Let's fucking go.
All right. So as that happens, Riva, you're beginning to turn around in order to go into the thing. Sword disappears and reappears at your side as if nothing happened.
Okay. We'll talk later.
Fantastic. So, It's not hard if you're gonna try to find Valau directly to find her. There is a cadre of just people and folks of all walks in the artistic community following her every footstep. There's a commotion probably about a block away, and you find her like kind of sitting in a chair that she seemingly was not there yesterday. Everything else looks the same, but there's random parts wherever she ends up, it looks different. Um, and she's sitting in a chair, just like, no, go away. No, next. And so you see this happening. So, what do you do? There's like a line of like 5 people in front of her.
Augustine, first I want to gauge what those do those 5 people look like they're confident and feel like they should be there? Do they look like they're like simpering followers or
They look like they are in the throes of desperation to impress someone that they believe is so important.
Augustine is going to walk right past them and directly up to Bilal, give like, a little curtsy, a little bit of respect, and then just say, I have a very interesting conversation for you. Guarantee you won't be able to guess what I'm going to say. If you have a moment to spare for me, of course.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay.
I forgot to do the little jig, so you don't get the dice. I'm sorry.
Reva just starts aggressively shaking her ass in the background. I don't know where it went, so I'm going to pull up my app. Just a second, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Just need to get a random sheet so I can roll a d20. There we go. 18 plus 36.
All right. Yep. She looks at you and then looks at everyone else and just goes, this better be worth it. You're pretty and all, and you're talented. So that's why I'm giving you the time of day. Give me 30 minutes and meet me in my chambers. You won't have to look. Wherever you walk, it'll lead directly there. And she gets up and just kind of shoos the people away and just walks off. So, with that, while you're waiting your 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and head back to Issa. Hardtack has created this very interesting garment for you, and holds it up and goes, all right, I know that money isn't really a thing here, but I do accept coins, or, I don't know, care to do a wager?
No.
All right, coins. I can take coins. What coins you got?
I'll offer one of the 4,600 gold worth crossways.
Okay, crossway coins. She goes,
Yeah.
that's more than enough. I will take that. And she hands you back one that is significantly like lower. It's like it's only worth like 150.
Instead of change, could I trouble you for some spell components?
Spell components. Down here? What makes you think that I have spell components?
I mean, you just made an entire outfit out of things that are particularly useful in spells.
Did I?
Did you?
I don't know. Did I? He looks around. Pretty sure what I just did was use nature and bullets.
Don't know what bullets are, but the nature part is helpful if you don't mind me taking some scraps.
Oh, I suppose I can spare some. Sure, what you looking for?
I'm looking for a little bit of clay and a little bit of fleece and a piece of white fabric.
You are in luck. I have all of those things. She runs. She walks back, uh, rather hops back to her tent and roots around in there. You hear the shuffling of some what the hell is the word I'm looking for? The shuffling
Stuff.
of furniture and containers. And you hear a click, and then she comes back out, and she's holding a plethora of these different ingredients, and she goes, "These ought to work."
Shot in the dark, but you wouldn't have molasses, would you? Or do I
Mola-
have to go to your other tribe member for that?
uh, I mean, he's definitely gonna have it.
Oh
I don't
my
know if you
god,
want
it
to pay
worked
the
out.
price.
Yeah, that's kind of why I figured it didn't hurt to ask.
I do not have molasses. He's the one that deals with food. He will always be the one that deals with food. I am the one that makes
Perfect.
pretty things, and I make the things fall down with my boomstick.
I like it. Do you by any chance have a nice blue flower that I could stick on on this outfit?
I most certainly do. And she snaps her fingers, and a blue flower just pops up into the pocket of the vest.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anything else?
I should be good. And then
Fantastic.
Issa's just gonna head back to Benny's at the house.
Yep. So as you're walking away, you hear like a sound, and you look back, and you just see all that you see is feet burrowing into the ground.
Huh. Fucking cool.
As you're walking back to Benny's, uh, you're walking through, and you hear a familiar voice from behind you going, "I heard that there's something you need.
It's something I want. Don't
Something you
necessarily need it.
If you didn't need it, why do you want it?"
Curiosity.
I've got curiosity in spades, and right now mine's peaked. What do you need molasses for? Says the kobold in the chef's outfit.
It would be nice to have, but I don't necessarily need it. Because gods know what your prices are.
Tell you what, let's consider it already paid.
It's not. I don't trust that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. All you got to do is reach into your pocket and investigate the stone.
The fish is in my pocket.
As your hand touches what appears to be a crystalline fragment, you pull it out just in time for a flash of like magic and information and just knowledge of untold civilizations and time flash through your head. Make a wisdom save.
Everything that you are.
You're welcome.
That is a 13.
Oh, dokie.
That's a face journey that I don't like.
You're gonna like it even less in a second.
Yeah,
Everything goes black.
cool.
We'll come back to you in about 4 minutes. That's when you'll be waking back up.
Stinky bastard man.
All right. Rosina and Icarus, you have been led into a back chamber. Back here is, while the outside that you came through was the very decoration of what appears to be like uh, pure order followed by chaos, followed by order, followed by chaos. Um, you find yourselves in a room that exemplifies it in a perfect circle. Half of it is absolutely shattered, but there is no view of the outside. It's a very peculiar thing you're seeing. It's like as you look off to the side, you see what appears to be a storm that is riddled with lightning and a tempest wind. but you feel none of it. It is if there's an illusion of sorts kind of back there. And the human turns to you and goes, "Well, I see that you're all as gullible as you've always been." As the illusion drops, and standing before you is a green dragonborn figure holding what appears to be the staff that he was holding, turns into a spear with eyes and teeth all over it. And he goes, "I didn't expect to see you here so soon."
Well, as the phrase goes, death comes for us all, and I decided to go and punch him in the face, and that went about as well as you could expect.
You tried to punch the stranger,
Yes.
and that is how you ended up here?
And a roundabout way. I never actually met him in person. He just
You were but a
set up.
pawn in one of his plays.
Yep.
As some
For the audience.
As someone who was once a pawn in someone else's play, I struck out on my own in order to find that which I held dear, and that was my belief that without change, stagnation breeds destruction. But change leading to destruction will always bring rebirth.
I can get
It's a nice
behind that.
place you.
Sorry, Rosina,
After
go ahead.
all. Oh,
I was going to say it's a nice place you have here. It seems like you had a real vision when you created your house of worship.
He just smiles at you. Icarus, go ahead.
well, I have to agree. After all, a play is nothing but untempered order set up in a very specific way. And when the ending comes, there's nothing left. So I've been on the other side of that chaos problem.
Oh, you do not understand the ending. The ending is much different. That being said, I have heard you speak my name more than once. That is why I'm here. I understand that you, Rosina, wish to learn more, and you, Icarus, wish to follow in my footsteps.
That is true. I signed up to be an apprentice.
Before you knew it was me. I got a chuckle out of that one.
Yes, that was interesting. But it seems like you have followers all over the city, and they are doing good works here. So perhaps I can help out as well.
Very difficult to follow something when you're not on the material plane, but I understand. That being said, I will not turn away those that wish to follow the path of change. That being said, I am not going to be here very long, so ask your questions.
How did this happen? We wandered the world for 20 years and had terrible lives where no one remembered us. You built this and ascended to godhood.
This, one would think, is an accident, but it is not. It was a design by that which forgot me. Uh-oh. We have lost a player.
Quinn's
Uh,
power went out.
oh no! All right. Um,
Of course, this is the one night that Alias isn't here and can't just pop in to be in bars.
But like, yeah, but like you play that, and
He's
I'll keep doing
probably
that stuff.
floating around somewhere.
Probably. We'll give it a second to see. Do we have a Oh no.
They just said they're out for the night.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm gonna move. Give us all just a second here. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I'm going to move some people around. And nope, that's not it. That is the wrong thing. Is this me? Yes, good. Good. Okay. I'm going to temporarily change this over here, and I'm going to edit the filter to okay, right. Here we go. I apologize to everyone. And here we go. I think that worked. Perfect. All right. Let me fix myself just a little bit. All right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and finish this scene real quick. And we'll get back to one more scene. And then we will do something else. Where was I? Ah, yes. You, he looks at you and goes, I was sent on a path by my original god. And I did not know where that path was going to lead me. I too was forgotten, as you two were, also by choice. That led me down a very strange winding path. I survived an additional 2 years. I arrived here shortly after. I'm not sure why or how, for I was devout, but maybe it was because I was forgotten. A voice told me to seek out knowledge outside the storm of broken worlds. There I found that which you have been handed, Icarus. The crystals. After years of searching for more and more, grabbing the knowledge from dead, dying, forgotten gods, I found the information I needed to make the change I wanted to see in the universe. You are starting that path, but I warn you, picking this path is not without its downsides. You have a choice to make. Will you become the change, or will you simply bring the change? I recommend you let go of petty feelings about your past concerns if you wish to truly make the most of this.
I realize that it has come to my attention that I am perhaps more of a empty vessel now. After I was forgotten, I realized that the past I had before I came into the city and all our adventures happened, none of that was apparently real. That was all the stranger setting up his next little puppet.
The stranger is one that many fear for great reason. Despite the fact that the stranger is not a god, the stranger still wields great power.
Yes,
Should you choose to take out the stranger, make sure that you are well prepared. The stranger,
yeah,
while wandering alone, is not alone.
yes. But the thing is, when he has his puppets on a string, the puppets also have a string on him. I am not one for vengeance, but chains can go both ways, and I plan to exploit that.
I wish you luck. I hope that you are able to pull those strings tighter than the stranger.
Yes.
That being
I
said,
do not.
I have a gift, and it will be my final gift. Anything else you will have to seek on your own.
I
He
understand.
he reaches over into the illusion, as it were, and pulls out another crystal. I know you have yet to utilize the one in your possession. I recommend doing that one first, or this one could very well kill you. And he sets it down next to you. And he looks at Rosina and he goes, My time is much more limited than I believed. Rosina, what do you wish to know?
Did Grim Eyes try to kill me?
No, Grim Eyes did not try to kill you. I learned much in my time here and beyond. Grim Eyes never meant anyone harm. He was a prankster. He enjoyed a good laugh, albeit he was relatively stupid.
I
But
spent many years dwelling on the fact that, or what I thought that was the fact that he tried to kill me, but I am beginning to realize that I may have been mistaken.
if you want to know the truth of Grim Eyes, allow me to impart this piece of knowledge to you. When you fell, he was the first to go to your aid. He was the one that wept the hardest for you. On the inside, obviously. But he was terrified about what happened. He was scared. He wished he could have done more. He was not your killer. He was a staunch defender of your legacy.
Thank you for letting me know.
Of course. Now, anything further, my real priest will be back soon, and I bid you say nothing of this conversation. You were
We will
back
keep it a
here
secret.
looking at scriptures, and he motions to a book that just has his holy symbol on it. And as you look at that and look back, he's gone. Now, Issa, you wake up. That was weird.
God damn it.
Biscuit goes,
Mm.
ah, it didn't work, did it?
I don't know what it was supposed to do, so I don't know if it fucking worked.
I don't know. And he grabs it and he puts it on your skin again. Make another wisdom save.
I hate everything you are. Does a 19 work?
It does.
Finally. Let's see.
The knowledge that flashes through your head, it flows through you, and you actually see some of the grand designs that your patron wants. Your patron
Dear.
wants you to embrace this path, not just to empower yourself or him, but he wants you to help him ascend. He wants you to be the beacon that lights the proverbial cook fire.
That feels
And
like the worst idea on the planet, whichever
and
one we
as
are currently on.
and then as you kind of like come down from the high that was, Biscuit's just looking at you and he goes, "It worked that time, I know, because you didn't fall over." I'm excited for us.
That
And that
molasses better be
is
fucking
where we
worth
will
it.
pick up when we come back. To give everyone a heads up, we are going to be off the rest of this month. I have a combination of things between moving and conventions that are coming up. I do not have a definite start date for next month. I'm hoping to shoot to get us back on schedule for our normal schedule every other week. But if not, I will make sure that everyone's aware via threads and my various other things. So be there, check it out, and I will let you all know when we have updates and when our next show is going to be. That being said, if you're still here, remember tomorrow we have City of Illumination. We can find out all of the terrible things that I have done and will continue to do now that I've leveled up one more time in Wild Magic Barbarian. Other than that, we will see you. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.